What's up everyone, it is Bucky. Welcome to your 30th Java tutorial. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to build a program where you can take array elements and store them as counters. Now we already built a little random number generator where we rolled a dice and we stored those numbers, but in this program I'm going to make it a lot easier and show you guys how to do it with an array. So we're going to be building a dice, rolling it like 1,000 times probably, and storing how often each number pops up. So of course we need a random number generator, so let's go ahead and import java util random, and now once we imported that we can use it. So let's go ahead and put random, I'm gonna call my object rand and set it equal to new random, and we don't need any parameters for that. And now let's go ahead and make a frequency array. So just name it freak or whatever, not that kind of freak, this kind, and just set it equal to new int 7. Now if you're saying, alright, there's only 6 sides on a die, why am I having 7 elements in my array? Well, we're creating 7 elements because remember the indexes go from 0 to 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since 0 is included, that's 7 elements. And we're going to have an array index of 0 and 1 to 6 that we aren't going to use. We aren't going to use we aren't going to use 0, but we need 1 to 6. So that's why we need 7 elements, so we can get 1 to 6. If we only created 6, then it would go from 0 to 5. So now we can go ahead and make a for loop to roll the die 1,000 times. So let's go ahead and put for and just put int roll equals 1. We'll start at roll number 1, and let's put like roll, if you want to roll 1,000, just go ahead and put 1,000, and of course go ahead and increment it by 1. And again, this just loops this 1,000 times. So you should know that, but what I want to teach you guys is this. Anytime that roll pops up, actually let me go ahead and write the line of code first, and then you can see exactly what's going on. Go ahead and take your frequency array and go ahead, you want to add 1 to something. You want to go ahead and put your random number generator in this, and ours was named rand.nextInt, and of course we want, let's see, 6. Now let me show you guys what this does. This is the most important piece of code in this entire program, and let me break it down from the inside out. This is going to give you the numbers 0 through 5, as you should already know. What this 1 does is shift it all over so you get the numbers 1 to 6 instead of 0 through 5. So if you're saying, alright, what's this then? What this does is add 1 each time that this hits that number. So for example, frequency 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all set to 0 to begin with. If this rolls and on the first roll it gets a 3, then freak 3 is going to equal 1. If it rolls again and it hits a 3, freak 3 is going to equal 2. If it hits again and again and again, freak 3 is going to equal 4, 5, and 6. And it's going to keep count of all of the indexes, and every time that it hits that number it's going to add 1 to that index. So let me go ahead and well, you'll see what this does. So the first thing I'm going to add is a header so you guys actually know what's going on. Let's go ahead and print line, and let's just print something like face, then add tab, frequency, I don't know if I spelled it right, but it'll do, pig, that'll do, 4. And the last thing we need to build is just something to output our data. So the only thing we have outputted right now is a header that says face frequency. Next we want to make a table to show you guys face, here's frequency. So let's go ahead, and again we need to start at 1, or remember the first number on the dice is 1, so face equals 1, and face, let's just have it less than freak dot length. Remember I showed you guys that in a couple tutorials ago. and just increment it by 1. And now what do I want to do in this loop? Remember, this loop's going to go 1 to 6, and it's basically just going to make a table that has the list 1 to 6. So I want to put system out print line, not print line. Can't get it. Print line. There we go. Finally. And let's go ahead and put face, because that's going to be the first variable we want output is just a face. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The next thing we want output is just a tab to give some spaces, and then after that we want to output the value of each array index. So put your array, name your array right there, and put your indexes right there. So let me run this program, make sure I don't have any errors, and I'll show you guys what we got. We got a table that says face and frequency, and again we got that just by adding this face frequency, and then we have your array index number and your array value. Index number, value, index number, value. And again, if you're wondering, alright, I know right here we created an array with 7 and this equals 6. Well, actually your array index, it starts at 0, but we just wanted output on the table 1 because we don't need 0 for anything. We could have added 0 right there, and when you ran it, it would give us this. It would give us 6 to 1, and it would give us 0. But again, since this dice doesn't have a 0, we didn't use it. So that's why 0 equals 0. So now you can see the number 1 rolled 160 times, the number 2 rolled 158 times, and after rolling the dice 1,000 times, here's the distribution of all that. So again, let me talk to you guys one last time and show you guys exactly what we did. Imported a random number generator right here. You guys know how to do that. We made an array called frequency, and we set it equal to 7 elements in that array. What we did right here was make a random number generator to roll the numbers 0 through 5, and we moved that over so it rolled 1 to 6. Anytime it rolled one of those numbers, it took and added 1 to that index or that value in that array. Next, we just made a header right here, and right here what we did is we just made a basic table. We started it from 0, which we actually started at 1, but I just showed you guys. We went all the way to 6, and this just made 1 to 6, and then we just outputted the value. So again, we outputted the dice number, which was the index number, and the value. So that is how you create a basic using elements and storing them as counters in an array. So it's kind of confusing, but just play around with it and trust me, you'll get the hang of it. So thank you guys for watching my 30th Java tutorial. There's going to be a lot more to come, so keep an eye out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to check out all my latest contests. So again, thank you, and hopefully I'll see you next tutorial.